During this semester, you will be required to work within Adobe's Dreamweaver program. Now, I will be recording the videos, unless I state otherwise, I'll be recording them in Adobe CS5. And that is not to be confused with CSS. Since we're in a web class, you'll hear me talk about CSS a lot, and people think, oh, she's talking about CS whatever, meaning the Adobe suites. I am not. CSS is cascading style sheets, and that's already been discussed in the previous videos for this class. Dreamweaver is a product by Adobe. It used to be made by Macromedia, and then Adobe purchased Macromedia, and I use it to develop websites. Now, the thing about it is you'll hear a lot of different developers say, I don't use Dreamweaver, it puts in too much extra code, whatever. I use Dreamweaver. There's a lot of people out there that use Dreamweaver. It's very common to be used, especially by front-end developers. And the way that I teach you to use Dreamweaver is one that prohibits most of that extra code from happening. We will be using it, but we will be using it a lot of the time in just the code view. We'll be writing a lot of the code ourselves. We will have it help us, especially with CSS, to put in styles, but even there, there'll be certain times where I'll say, you know, it's easier for you just to hand code this or that. As time goes on, the more you develop, the more you'll end up hand coding a lot of things because you know the way you want it formatted and that sort of thing. So this is what Dreamweaver looks like upon opening it. You might have a welcome screen, and I have mine hidden so I do not show it, and let me see here if I can find it. Okay, so I don't, there's a way to get the welcome screen to show up. I never use it, so I apologize for that. But if you have a big Dreamweaver screen right here, you can just go ahead and close that window. And some people like to work from it. Mostly Adobe products have that, like Illustrator and InDesign definitely have it. And some people like to open their files from there, and I have never worked that way. So you can disable it. There's a little box at in the bottom left corner, that welcome screen, that says whether you want it to start up or not each time you open the program. From there, I would like you, this is the designer layout, and just where I've always worked, and it has everything that I need the way that I need it. Sometimes I'll move some panels around, but so we're all working with the same layout, go ahead, just in case you've used it or you're not sure what layout you're on, just go ahead and go to Window and Workspace Layout and choose Designer, and if it's already checked, go ahead and click Reset Designer, and you should get something very similar to this. Now, if you are in a different version of Dreamweaver, it might vary just a little bit. If you are on a Mac, I am working on a PC, it might look a little different as well. But we'll be close. We'll be very close. The panels will be super close in appearance, and the Chrome might look just a little different, but you're good to go. So with that, in the next video, I'll start to talk about the interface just a little bit.